Ashi drills, we're going to be past his hips. My hips are off the mat. Kick to one side, always leave at least one knee shield in. Shooting my hips up. I'm not down low. Shooting hips up. Reverse daily Hiva drills. I'm setting my butt to the outside of his foot. Let's turn. To the outside of his foot. And I'm getting a scoop grip for this drill. You can do this with traditional grip as well, but for the drill, it's a little easier and smoother to do a scoop grip. So I've got my scoop grip, this foot, typically on the hip, but for right now, I'm kind of letting it free just for the drill purposes. I'm going to do an uppercut. As I do an uppercut, I'm going to come up and around, reach the far side. I always say, hand to the outside, foot to the inside. So hand goes all the way to the outside, foot stays on the inside. Hand to the outside, foot to the inside. Hand to the outside, foot to the inside. And it's okay to reach if you have to. If you're having trouble getting right, it's okay to reach, to pull yourself if you need to. Then as you get better at it, you'll find yourself that you don't even need to use that other arm if you don't want to. But it's okay to reach in the meantime. Any questions? All right, pick one, do it. 1, 2, 3.
Are we doing 2 rounds, Jeff? Or?
We're going to do 1 minute each. You're doing either the reverse daily Hiva drills or the Ashi drills, whichever you want to do. And go. You can join me, Gideon. What are you doing, Justin?
I don't know.
That's where he said at the very beginning.
I've wanted it. I've wanted it.
Get your foot, your butt on the outside of the foot.
Yeah.
Left leg to the inside.
I can't just like dive into
Light touch.
Better be ready.
Come here, Gideon.
Take your heels.
Yeah.
So my butt is on the outside.
Yeah.
My hand goes inside to my elbow button. My hand's on the inside.
You have to
I'm
handle
gonna
the
face
first
at
thing.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw some. Yes.
It's not all of the draft.
Yes.
Yeah.
Keep going. Keep going.
And then,
elbow deep.
Well, they have 1 day
That's the grip.
competition.
Yep.
Yeah.
Monday.
Just want to go elbow deep.
No, Monday.
Monday.
And the timer's now starting. Sorry, guys. Actually, I'm not sorry. You need the reps.
That's right.
I'm gonna make it very short.
Get your reps in here.
Day 4.
The inside, the outside.
Monday will be the 3rd day.
No. So Sunday they did the draft.
Yeah.
On Monday they had their first day competition,
Short switch, all right?
and then yesterday
The short switch, all right?
had another.
Don't use that as an excuse to stop.
So
This takes too much brain power. I can't do this and listen to this.
yeah.
Well, there's one kid that freaking did this crazy arm bar. Pulled the arm in. He's like inverted like that.
Oh,
I
really?
gotta look it up, yeah.
Elbow.
The kid's like 17.
Elbow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you saw it? Yeah.
Time. All right, switch top to bottom. And go. Hand to the outside lane.
Hold on, my hair's gonna be thick.
Okay.
I was like, that's right.
That's a secret move. Good. Keep that hand on the foot though. Don't let go of that hand.
Okay. Okay.
The left hand, so you let go. Yeah, keep it on the foot the whole time. You want to get elbow deep.
Okay.
Good. There you go. That's it. Yep. Don't let go of that hand. Keep that hand in there deep. The goal is to stay elbow deep. And the timer starts. Right?
Sorry. Yeah, I thought so too.
You're doing good, Z. Keep it up. Sure.
You do it. Whew, you got it. Yeah, I got it.
All right. How's everyone feel?
My internal clock knew.
All right. So this will be our last day of the honey pole, honey stick, honey flip series. Who's been here for quite a few of the Wednesdays and is familiar with all the honey things we've been doing? So here's what we're gonna do. We'll start with the honey flip drill. That's kind of the refresher. That's the easy drill. We just go back and forth with the honey flip. Once we get done with that, the goal is to tie all of them together and to do the honey flip. Person A does a honey flip. Person B does a honey stick. Person A counters the honey stick with one or two methods. All right. And then we switch. Then person B does a honey flip. Person A does a honey stick. Person B counters the honey stick. So the idea is that we switch back and forth, and we switch the order each time as well. So it can get a little complicated. If you aren't ready for that, no problem. We'll just focus on one specific thing to drill with. But let's start off with the honey flip. So reminder of the honey flip. So he's going to put me in honey hole. Honey flip. So we got the honey stick and the honey flip that we've been focusing on. The honey flip is when I bring my foot behind his near leg, the one that's on top and towards me. The honey stick is when I bring my foot a bit behind his far leg, the one that's on bottom and further away from me. All right, so it's basically the same thing. Here's the honey flip, or here's the honey flip. Here's the honey stick. Here's the honey stick, right? So that's the difference between the two. So the honey flip drill we're doing right now, just the honey flip, is I can plant my hands on the mat if I want to. I can also plant one hand on the mat and put a thumb behind the knee. This is helpful to kind of start the position. And I want to bring this foot up and around. I'm probably going to lean away from him, give myself enough. Sometimes people actually lean in, and when you lean in, you risk heel exposure. But you can certainly do that. That's your comfort level. That's what you feel good about. You can do that. But most of the time, people are going to lean just slightly away to get that angle. Foot in. So what we're gonna do is I either want to get my heel behind the knee so I can push behind the knee, which is always a weak spot to push, or I want to get my toes in that little crook of the knee just inside enough to create some space and then extract my leg. What I don't want to be doing is then sticking this leg through as well. There's no reason I would ever want to do that. So I'm either putting my heel right there, pushing and coming out, or I'm putting my toes right there, creating a little bit of wedge, just enough to get my leg out, and then I'm coming back in. I'm resetting, I can grab the bottom hand. Now he's going to honey flip me. Good. When you come back through, make sure you put that leg back on the bottom. You don't want that leg going across. You're exposing the heel for me to counter. This is the drill. And as far as what I'm going to be doing to be a good partner, is I'm going to be letting him do this. And just gonna be sitting here, relaxed, and letting him do it. Now I don't want to just like flop my legs and let him slide without any resistance, but I'm just gonna have a little bit of resistance, keep his legs in place. Go ahead. Pause real quick. I want to see his foot behind the knee. Yep, good. Good, that's it. Go back and forth. So I'm giving just enough resistance and I'm keeping my legs in position, but I'm not clamping down. Does that make sense? Alright, this is the honey flip. 1, 2, 3. Get a bunch of reps of this in. Either one will work, but I would often use the one towards the foot, yeah. Good. How about you do it first? So left foot. Try to get behind it. Good. Heels just fine. Good. I saw this used in the PGF last night. If that tells you if it's real or not, PGF is some of the highest level jiu-jitsu you will ever watch, and I saw this used multiple times. So have confidence.
Do you know if Evan and Taylor competed yet?
No, Evan's an alternate. I saw him on TV last night, but he's an alternate, and he had a super fight. I think maybe today actually. I think 24 is going to be.
In the DTF or just?
It's part of that program, yeah. But it's not a tournament. It's like just a one-off match, from what I understand. Yeah. Yeah. So what we're doing here, the move's called the honey flip. What we're doing with our foot, we're basically keep on going while I'm talking. We're basically pummeling our foot in, but this is called a shootout. This is a leg shootout. When someone's got you entangled in some sort of leg attack, and you counter it and re-enter immediately, instead of just getting out of dodge and running away, this is a shootout where you're going back and forth, trying to fire off offensive moves, getting in a better position. So that's when you elevate your game from just defending and escaping to actually re-engaging and getting involved in that shootout. That's the next step of the game. Give her a little more resistance there.
I want to go under, but I guess it's just not as.
Well, I mean, you can. What she would do realistically, she would be doing a hamstring curl, so she would be pinching her leg in. So where you're gonna find this, where you're gonna find the space more likely is gonna be right there. And especially when you put your toes in. Put your toes right in
I
there.
think you have to, because if you disengage the way,
Yeah, because it's hard.
because if you,
Get back here, and then you gotta come up. We're gonna. Yeah.
because if you don't keep any connection there,
Yeah, it's too easy.
it's too easy for me to, because like,
You can end up going like this.
And I'm not saying that that won't work. I'm sure it will. But again, the idea is where's the space? Where are you gonna find that space?
if I'm trying to think about,
Yeah, I mean that's
And
more.
it's also about escaping the knee line. Because if she's figure four-ing her feet, you can go under her calf if you want, but you're not helping your knee escape. By pushing off of that, you're helping that knee line
Once you
escape.
feel the light more, it's more like.
A little more realistic, yeah. Yeah. Yep, very good.
right, yeah, I mean, literally, yeah, going forward.
Alright, time. So that is the honey flip. That'll kind of be the foundation of what we do for the rest of this. If you are comfortable with all, and I'll I'll recap them again in just a moment. If you're comfortable doing all of these, you can go through the entire sequence back and forth. If you're not, I want you to focus on one at a time and do the same move over and over. Here, Ryan. So this is what I want you guys to do if you're comfortable, if you've been here. So, first I'm going to do the honey flip. I'm going to push behind the knee with the thumb. The reason I'm pushing behind the knee is that just gets me one step closer to escaping my knee line, right? My knee's deep, my knee's closer to being out. And if he's got a nice bite, it can be difficult. I did see a couple of people doing this. You can certainly put the foot down here. My foot is still, my heel's still possibly getting exposed, and my knee's still in deep. So this isn't helping my knee line get out deeper. Can I eventually create the space to extract it? Probably can. But the idea of putting the foot, either the heel or the toes, is that I'm getting in this weak spot right here, and I'm moving the knee down to escape my knee line. So I'm gonna hit sticky legs.
Yeah, I'm all for it.
I'm gonna hit the honey flip. Now he is going to hit the honey stick, where he's gonna put his foot in this space now. Yep, good. So he's gonna honey stick, he's gonna pull my leg across. Now once he gets my leg across, he is going to go cross body and hit an inside heel hook from right there, which is great. Now he's going to let me have my leg back to the original side, and I'm going to counter the honey stick. What I want to do first is I want to create a big boot. I want to fully engage my quad and extend my legs. So I'm creating a boot, and I'm leaning to my right. I'm turning into him. The reason I'm doing this is because creating a boot is typically a bad idea to defend a heel hook, because I'm creating a giant heel exposure by creating my boot. But in this case, I'm actually hiding my heel, because I'm turning my heel into him by turning my body into him. So I'm hiding my heel, turning my body into him. Now I want to split his feet. I'm gonna get my bottom hand on his far foot, my top hand on his near foot. The reason I like the bottom hand is because I can push, a nice strong push with that bottom hand, and it's a pull with the top hand. So I'm using my entire body to push and pull. Once I get the legs split, I bring this foot down to the mat, foot on the hip, or not this foot, this knee down to the mat, foot on the hip, and I'm attacking an inside heel hook, all right? So again, and then we're gonna switch. Now he's gonna put me in honey hole, I'm gonna put him in honey hole. He is going to honey flip me, honey flip. Okay, so he's going to honey flip me. Now I'm going to honey stick him. Now sometimes if you want a honey stick, even if the honey flip as well, you can start your escape. Let's say you don't get your escape. Come on back, bring that foot to the inside. So I'm gonna honey stick him. Get the finish, bring his foot back. Now he's going to counter the honey stick by first making a big boot with his leg and his foot. He's gonna turn to his left shoulder. He's gonna put his left hand, his bottom hand on my far side foot. Switch hands. My far side foot. He's gonna push with that bottom hand. Yep, good. Now he's gonna loosen his legs and bring his knee down to the mat and put this foot into my hip. Now he's gonna attack an inside heel hook. Good. Now we're gonna switch. Now he's gonna put me in honey hole. So it's person A does the honey flip, person B does the honey stick, person A does the honey stick counter. Then we switch. Person B does the honey flip, person A does the honey stick, person B does the honey stick counter. Okay? Here we go again, all over again. Honey flip. He's gonna hit the honey stick. Switch again. He's going to put me in honey hole. I'm going to hit. We just did this. Yeah, we just did it. So he's going to hit the honey flip. I'm going to hit the honey stick. Boot. Goes to the hip on the inside. Very good. So if you have been doing these moves, I want to see the entire sequence. Person A does a honey flip. Person B does a honey stick. Person A does a honey stick counter. And then person B does a honey flip. Person A does a honey stick. Person B does the honey stick counter. So keep going back and through like that. If you are not comfortable doing all of those, since you just did the honey flip a moment ago, now I want you to focus on the honey stick. All right. Anybody have any questions about any of that? I know it's complicated. It's a lot. No problem. Ask questions. Feel good about it? Let's do it. 1, 2, 3. So person A does the honey flip. Person B does the honey stick. Person A does the honey stick counter. And then we switch. So we're building muscle memory and switching from move to move until you get it all down to a science. Show the honey stick counter. Want to see a big engaged quad and a big boot. Good. Now you want to fall to your left shoulder. Good. Yep, and big push pull. Good. Now relax your grip a little bit. Put your knee on the mat, foot in his hip. Good. Now you can attack that inside heel hook. On the drawing. Good. And don't turn away. Just engage your arm for drill purposes. Good. Yeah. Honey stick. Good. Pinch your knees, go cross body, good. Good. Big boot. You're gonna slightly relax. Yep, good. Now push pull. I like to push with my bottom hand and pull with my top. That's just my preference. Good. So big push pull. Now you kind of lost your space, so get on it tight. Good. Now you've already escaped this knee out, which is good, and this focuses on your beginner hip. Good. Now you can attack an inside heel hook. There you go. Good job. That's the drill. Palm down. So you palm up, switch. Think about it, you never want the soft part of your forearm. You always either want the blade of your wrist or the back of your wrist. Yep. Palm down, so you go full back, good. See you have a thumb in, thumbless. Good.
So now.
Keep the position.
Yeah, we should just do it.
See good. Now he's gonna make a big boot. Good. Very good. Go up and over. That feels like go up and over the foot. So bring, yes. Yeah. Palm down. Good. Nice job. Now in this one, just for drill purposes, don't go away from it. Just to help him out for drill purposes. You would do in actual Yep. So now he's gonna rotate to the inside. Pause. Before you do that though, you're gonna see down the mat and put the foot on the hip. I'm gonna say inside. Now you're like,
Well,
yep.
you just have to kind of rotate more to your shoulder so you can drop that knee. Yeah, now you're only thinking about this. That's it. Yeah, that's it.
So this is just done. So like, yeah, this one.
Yeah, if you want to get this, if you want
So let's go back right there, very end. Yep, and for this right here, to help her out and don't turn away, you naturally would to defense. That you're doing the correct defense. Yeah, no worries. And then what she also needs to do, see, you see how far away your butt is from this butt. Think about butt to butt. Yeah. Yep. So think about keeping, I would say, butt to butt. And then also, what I like to do on this leg is actually like to have the knee up. I use this as a bit of a knee shield because he's going to want to come forward and hand fight. So I use this as a knee shield, and I also like to do a hamstring curl, which helps prevent him from rotating his knee in. So do a tight hamstring curl. Now try to rotate to your right. Try to turn to your right. Just that makes it a little more difficult, right?
Okay, so this foot on the hip, this
Yep.
leg up for the shield.
Yep.
But
Yep. And that's also similar to my preferred honey hole method, which is where I leave the foot back here. Typical honey hole is this, right? I prefer to leave my foot back here, and when I do that, I leave his knee up in his chest. That makes it harder for him to come forward and hand fight.
You're also like more second, right? So
Yeah.
I feel strong.
Yeah, I love this position here. I'm attacking, I've got my knee up. A lot of people will say that you're supposed to keep your knees pinched.
Yeah,
And really,
that's why I like using the once in a while.
and in general you should, especially in traditional honey hole when you've got both feet through, you really should keep your knees pinched. But when I do it this way, I intentionally keep that knee up as a knee shield and to his chest. You have to keep it forward.
Yeah.
Yep, and I'm gripping on the inside of the knee to keep it from rotating. So I'm got a heel right there. I'm also gripping, and that's how I keep it from turning away. And then, so the honey stick counter is this exact same position, except foot's right there. It's the exact same thing.
So I think we just keep going.
Yep.
Deep breath.
I mean, I still feel it. I think that's like.
Go up and over and sit under. What else to do? Once I've got that foot up, I can take my right arm.
Just a variation. Yeah, just take it over.
Yeah, it's just like that. Yep.
Yeah, look at that. Just here, going straight over right away.
Yeah.
Alright, so this time.
That's it.
Okay. Now you have me in control.
Relax, get your knee to the mat. Relax your grip slightly. Yep, get that knee to the mat. Good. Now the foot should be on his hip. Now see the space you've got here. Think about butt to butt. Good.
That was while you're,
Just like that. Yep.
just like when you put the knee to the ground.
Yep. You're scooting in while you put your knee to the ground. Good. Finish your last rep.
You're scooting.
Hold down on that grip.
What I was doing is I'm pushing.
Hold down. Yeah.
Yeah. I was pushing my feet.
It's hard to move yourself.
You're like,
This space, think about butt to butt. And I think what's happening is when you both are bringing your knee, yeah, when you both are bringing your knee down here, you lose your space. So get back into the tight honey stick position. Yep. So she's got you in honey stick right now, right? So what you would typically do is spin out to the side, finish down the side. Good. Now bring his foot back just to be nice to him. Now what you want to think about doing is first making that boot, and then as you go down and split your feet, you actually bring your hips back into them to where you do that. That's good. And now once you already got your knee down, which is fine. But let's say you haven't got your knee down yet, it's up here. Whenever you turn even more to get the knee down, that's when you suck your head on down more. Good. Yep. And then this foot goes on the hip. Good. You guys all look pretty good on that drill. Everyone did really well. We're gonna do one more honey stick counter, then we'll get some rolling in. All right. So honey stick counter. This is my favorite one. And this doesn't like fit in the sequence that we just did. We covered this I think last week, so you guys have seen it, but just to get some more reps with this end. This is my favorite honey stick counter. This is countering it before they get into the honey stick. So switch me. So what he's going to do is he's going to start to honey stick me, and before he can finish it, I'm going to catch it. Typically, you see the honey stick coming. Now, if you know what the honey stick is, you see it coming because you see them pin this leg down, you see them turn away, you can see them start to windshield wiper over the leg. So you typically can see it coming, and as long as you can see it coming, it's surprisingly easy to stick this arm through. So here we are again. He's going to honey stick me. I'm going to catch it with the arm that's between us. As soon as I catch it, I immediately get a gable grip on that side, and I'm pulling up because I want to keep his knee bent. So I'm pulling up, and I'm pinching down with this leg right here because I'm keeping his knee bent. I'm going to collapse his heel to his butt. I'm going to figure 4. I can keep this hand in and easily, very easily finish a one-armed heel hook. Once I've got a nice bite right here though, I can also extract to get a better grip on the heel hook. But just know as soon as I extract, it does make it easier for him to find a way to get this foot out. Whether it's pulling it out, which is possible. Careful. Yeah. Don't rotate that one. More likely what I would see is he would extend his leg through, as he would push his leg through and continue on, and continue on the honey sticks. That's more likely what we would see. But it's still going to take him a few seconds to get that because we've got a nice figure 4 bite and I'm hooking my foot on his butt. So it's going to be hard for him to do that. So even though I let go and I give him a chance to escape, I'm going to get this because there's such good heel exposure here. Look at that. I don't even have to make his heel come out. It's already fully exposed. So one more time. We are in the honey hole position. He's going to honey stick me. Catch. Gable grip. Figure 4. One arm heel hook, or I can let go and get a normal heel hook. It's just such good heel exposure. I didn't even do that. The only thing I did to expose his heel was fall to my side. Look at that heel, that beautiful, beautiful heel right there. Bam. All right, let's get a few reps of that in. 1, 2, 3.
Yep. And then it's just right there. And this can just stay here. That can stay there.
Be very careful when attacking this because there's very limited range of motion.
Yeah, can you move this?
So don't crank at all.
I mean,
Once you get that grip on
not
the heel.
quick enough to do anything there. No, I got it. Cool.
As far as this grip, I recommend palm down. Because basically what you're doing is you're grabbing this. Yep, and you're pulling with your right arm. So you're pulling yourself back. Now you go and
I think you just grabbed it wrong.
Try to do it.
Yeah, because it just makes it side steps to me.
Figure 4 and put on top of this one. Nice.
Yeah, right here. I can feel it.
It's real close to a calf.
Just stay here. Yeah.
And what I'll do before you sit back, go back up. Gable grip with your right hand. Do it, and then you basically use that right hand.
I mean, right?
She's not going to go back.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep, and it's a pretty rough pull. Yep.
So, yeah, like, cranking out of that anyway.
Good job.
Get up. That's fine.
I mean,
You can finish it right now.
yeah.
There's just no range of motion once you get there.
You're so tired.
Yeah. Yeah, it's such a nasty break.
Borderline tortillas.
There's some pain there. There's absolutely some pain. You won't finish your submission.
I was thinking.
Yeah, you won't finish your submission, but it's a bit of pain.
It's enough to hear.
Yeah.
So much tension already in this.
Nice. Few more reps.
Because there's fucking. I know the deeper you got this, I was feeling it on this side. I feel like this is comfortable right here. If I'm here, it fucking hurts. But if I go here, it's nothing. You start getting through, that's when it's compressed.
Really get you to the wall. Finish your last rep.
Yeah. That sucks. That hurts. I don't know what you did with it. It was fucking. Yeah. It's the same thing.
Good job. Y'all look really good. This is some complicated stuff. This is some advanced stuff. All right, you guys look really good. We got a handful of white belts. You're pretty new in general, right? You guys all look really good at catching on to this stuff. So great job. The flow that I saw, really impressed today. So thank you guys for sticking with it. We've been on this series for what, 5 or 6 weeks now. Next Wednesday we'll move on to something else. Any questions about any of the honey series stuff that we've done? All right, let's get some rolling in. Partner up, legs only. Legs only. Let's start in honey hole, and just be very careful with the breaks, especially if you find yourself in the honey stick counter. That is a very nasty break with very limited mobility, limited ability to defend. Partner up, 1, 2, 3. And go.
Yeah.
Well, now I don't know how to defend because you're trying to counter it every time.
There it is, Zeke. That right on back there. It's not too late. It's not too late. Pull it.
It's too late.
No, it's not. It's not too late. Keep that right arm in and rotate to your right side. Rotate to your right side. Good job, Ryan. He said, nope, I'll pass on the honey stick today.
I'm bailing on that one, thank you. Bail out.
Remember, if you find yourself getting honey stuck, first thing you should do is boot that foot. Once you're in that position, boot that far foot, fully engage that quad. instead of honey sticking you, you were in honey hold. So you were doing the honey stick counter in all positions. But I like that you're thinking about it.
Yeah.
I like that you're thinking about it. Did you see the difference?
Yeah.
You're currently in honey hold.
I got you.
You would have had to have had him in honey hold, and he would have had to have honey
He
stick.
would have had to have his leg above you, right?
But you would have had to switch positions. 'Cause you're, yeah, exactly. He would have been the one to do it to you.
Okay.
And you were trying to go to him.
Gotcha.
But I like your
Nice.
even
Nice,
Steve
Roman.
Roman.
That was a good scramble.
That was. Yeah.
That was
I
luck.
didn't like it.
That was luck.
You
Good
did
luck.
that perfectly.
$45 seconds. They're torturing us with Nickelback all morning.
She was like, I kind of like this song. Oh shit.
I mean, I will not lie. I have always been a Nickelback fan. I don't understand all the hate.
Yeah, that's
They were big. They were big back in the day. I was the biggest joke. I still like them.
No, I
Don't worry, Jeff. I'm still on Nickelback here. I got you.
Honey stick counter. Move. Time. Switch partners. Slap hands and go.
Let's not go.
Go ahead, Lee. Clock is ticking. Wait for those feet line. Oh wait, you are, yeah, you are in honey hole, so you don't have that option available. You should be honey sticking.
Okay, great.
But I like that you're thinking about it.
You're gonna feel better after one.
Yeah, so he would be honey flipping or honey stick. Now you would catch it. Now you would catch it with the arm that's close between you. Yes, there you go. Very good. Now fall to your left shoulder, pinch your feet together, figure for your feet. Good. See this beautiful heel exposure? Bam. That's it. That's it. Definitely a hold there, Justin. Go belly down. So get on top, go belly down. That's how you get a better angle. Use the tough to do this. Good strong rest in the face.
Yeah, I got you. No, you didn't.
Okay, good.
you're, I mean, you are.
Well, you're exposing your heel,
a little bit.
but now what he's doing is basically going for an outside heel hook, kind of from an odd angle. So what he really wants to attack is the inside heel hook from right there.
Right.
So the chances of finishing the outside are low but possible.
So I would be trying, if I was coming in, not tapping, I'd be trying to get this knee to the ground, right?
You would be trying to go the opposite direction. If you're going this way, if you want to go that way, you gotta get your hip up and over his knee. But because he's blocking it with this foot. So you're in 50-50. So you want to get your knee down to the mat in that case. So go back to that position. So this position is 50-50, kind of an odd 50-50. He's actually 80-20. What you're looking to do is get this knee out and down to the mat. So
Right.
yes, just like that. But you want to get it down the mat.
But I can't.
Well, yeah, it's not a position. But yes, you want to extract that knee line and get it down the mat like his knee. Switch partners, slap hands, and go. These two, you switch out. We're going to talk about the end also.
Alright, here we go. Right.
Honey stick. There's the honey stick. I saw you trying, yeah. Easy on that break.
You got me in a way.
Oh, I got you.
You want to be attacking.
Okay, that's the problem is I don't know if I'm in a good position or not. So this is good.
For you, this is,
Yeah, so
you're looking to attack.
when I get attacked, I'm
Yeah. I'm looking to
get out of
this through
Yeah.
with that counter. Cross body. So if I'm over here, this is like do that far side. Yeah. So I'm trying to turn in here. So to get under your foot. Well, not making it easy, but it's there. Yeah. So you need to get up and over it. You need it on the other side of your arm.
So at this point, you have pass his foot to your left side. Yes, good. Now you get. So you're actually. This is called a Russian knee knot. You really don't want that right foot up across his thigh like that. You really want that right foot underneath, but it's not the end of the world. But you are now reaping, and this is the Russian knee knot position. And actually, you can cross your feet right there on the far side of his shin. So cross your feet. There you go. That's a pretty strong position.
What do I do to get up? I want to, oh, sorry. I want to get that knee to the mat, right?
Yeah. Big back step, cross face, sprawl out, lock the hip, good.
Sorry.
Split those feet, Patrick.
So this is going to be how you want to do it. The reason why it's starting out before is because you were starting with like this.
Just go belly down. So looking at him, go belly down. Good. Now you want to get your hand on your chest. Your left hand, hold out your chest.
Yeah.
Good. Now go back belly down again. Don't look at him. Go belly down. Don't look at him.
Here.
Get that hand up
You
to
can
your
still do
chest.
that.
Just drop your hips.
Yeah, right. As soon as you do that. So you go for that. The hips. When you put it in.
Made it from like
I'm gonna be down here.
actually.
So you're doing that, just protect it. So, like, you start doing that, it's like, if I'm coming here to stop an arm, you don't want me to get through there, you want to block that out. So if you do, so, see, that's what I'm saying, like I'm starting.
1 minute left of this round.
So, start. This. But if you do that, I'm here. I'm at that point where, oh, I'm not. It's not really like.
Switch partners, last round.
I feel like.
You guys going? Sure. You guys going? Yeah, going out of then? Alright, switch it up. Catch it. Patrick, honey stick counter. Oh, I lost it. You know, the mag right 20. So you guys are 50-50, so both want to try to split the feet and get you down to the mat. Split the feet, Patrick. Two hands. One hand on each foot. Split the feet. Push, pull.
Was that a pop? No, that was just a stretch. It went from not hurting at all to like real bad.
Split his feet. Put your left hand on his top foot. Left hand on his top foot and push it off the top of his foot. Push it up and off. You want to push this foot. You want to split his feet. Get his feet apart. Yes. There you go. Good. Even that shot stop going. You're being a nice bit.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's how I look at all these things. I want to be able to control you and hold you in position.
There, keep going. Figure for your feet. Figure for your feet. Alright, awesome. You can still do looking up. And then you can tap it. So look, you only need this. Just figure for your feet. Then I'll keep that line. Roll honey flip. You're awesome. Play out.
Let's try that sides.
That way. I'm probably gonna come this way. Keep it.
It's like the one it's almost like, I feel like this is
Tap.
just a weird, it's just kind of settling.
Yeah.
It's a little scary, I guess now. Jeff, I need help with my jabroni spin. Trying. Sorry. I was trying to get my foot. Yeah. It's unstuck. Yeah. It's trying to slide through, but every time you're catching a heel, and I feel like there's something there, but I'm not sure. I mean, other than just leaving my foot behind.
Time. Line it up. So a couple things real quick. I want everyone to really focus on catching and releasing. And when I say catch and release, I don't mean just get the grip and let go. But I mean get the grip and there's no need to crank when you get a heel hook. Here, get in. And it took me probably 15 years to get to this point, all right? So don't worry. On your back. So what I'm talking about is once you find yourself getting a heel hook, if you've got a good position and a good grip, you shouldn't have to crank, right? I should be able to sit there and just look at him. Because he's going to struggle for a minute and try to escape, and I'm just going to hold it. If I've got a good grip and a good position, I should be able to just hold it, and he's going to realize that he's dead, right?
I feel it.
Yeah. He knows, and he may for a split second, he may try to fight it, I'm just going to look at it, I'm going to hold it,
Yeah.
and he's going to realize I'm sitting here being nice to him, right? That's where I want everyone to get to. I want everyone to get to a point where they don't have to crank it, they've got such a good grip and a good position that the person is not going to just get out, and they're going to realize it on their own without being submitted. So think about that. That's just to keep our partners safe. You guys are all doing an excellent job, and I trust you all. You're doing an excellent job in here. I just also really don't want to see injuries. So that's why I'm definitely oversensitive to it. I realize that. A lot of gyms don't even let whites or blues, especially white belts, do heel hooks. And actually, the general rule of thumb here at Derby City is you're not supposed to do heel hooks until you're a 2-stripe white belt. We don't follow that in the 6 a.m.s. Chewy knows we don't follow that in the 6 a.m.s, but there's a reason that rules like that exist. All right, that's just because there's a higher risk of injury. But you all are doing an excellent job, so just let's keep that trend up. Go back here. Who's the cleanest? Come here, Gideon.
I'm too sweaty.
Well, look at Ryan. I'm not touching him. You can stay over there, buddy. When we're talking about the honey stick counter, so put me in honey hole. So the honey stick counter, so if he's got me in honey hole, and I saw a lot of people reaching across and trying to count the honey stick from right here. Go ahead and grab that leg. So you're in honey hole. You shouldn't be reaching for this leg in your honey hole unless you're trying to control the secondary leg. You can definitely do this to control the secondary leg. Let's switch. So you can definitely do this to control the secondary leg. If I want to get the secondary leg in position, maybe I want to bring it to the other side, and I'll hold on to it while I'm baiting this setup right here. But what I saw a lot of people doing is they're in honey hole, and they're trying to hit the honey stick counter by doing this and figure 4 on the legs. You can do this for control purposes to attack this heel, that's fine. Just recognize that's not the same as the honey stick counter that we were showing. The honey stick counter is once he tries a honey stick and I've got the foot trapped underneath, alright? So that's the honey stick count, because he's honey sticking me and I'm countering the honey stick. If he's not putting that foot underneath, I can still get this, but it's just for control purposes. Does that make sense? Alright, good. The other thing, whenever you get into leg entanglements, especially when you're at weird angles and like halfway escaped or halfway in, whatever it may be, and you're like, well, what do I do next? What I always try to think about doing is, what position am I in? Because there's a position, and typically it's going to be 50-50, or honey hole, or some variation of those two. Or ashi, right, or DOA. But if you've got your core leg lock entanglements, and you find yourself in a weird position, you're like, well, what's my escape from this? Try to figure out first what position you're in. And I'll do that. Like, I'll literally be in a minimal roll. I'll be looking down, you've got some weird leg stuff going on. I'm like, oh, this is actually 50-50. Especially when you're inverted and upside down and backwards and reverse. Just break it down to what position am I in, and then you'll start clicking on what the defense is for that specific position. Again, I've been doing this for 19 years now. I still do that. I try to pause and think about, oh, this is actually a weird variation of honey hole. I'm in honey hole, therefore I should do this. And just the more you do it, the quicker you'll get at that. We'll talk more about honey hole defense and 50-50 defense, because I saw a lot of 50-50 today, which is awesome. We'll get back onto the defense side, since we've been doing so much offense from the honey hole position, which does tie often into 50-50 and DOA. So we'll add those over the next couple of weeks and months. Last thing I want to say, I want to give a shout out to Gideon, Zeke, and Ryan. These 3 guys are typically my ukes in here. It's tough doing that. Because first of all, I expect you to read my mind, which is always challenging, right? And if something ever goes wrong, it's never my fault. It's always your fault, right? I will always blame you. So, but a big shout out to you 3 guys, because you guys are awesome. Awesome ukes. I appreciate your partnership in here. Any questions or anything about today? All right, y'all. Let's have a good one.
Yeah.
All right, can I borrow Patrick here real quick? Because he was stepping into it
Yeah.
every time. So, I was trying to do the
When I'm not last the line I
Brony
was
spin. So
Yeah.
he's doing this,
Brony
he's
spin.
keeping the connection, right? And then it's essentially,
Yeah, I was before you got there. I was just trying to slide
Yeah.
through and try to attack this leg. But
Right.
I was ending up leaving my heel behind. Like it wasn't really working what I was trying to do, but I was.
and I wasn't getting a good bite.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what because you know so the one thing I saw he said is this. Oh, I want to get this higher. That's what it was. He like climbs up with this heel coming across and elevated.
Yeah, there you actually have my
Okay.
knee trapped. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
That would totally defeat whatever I was doing. Because I was just sliding my knee through.
Yeah, but I'll be honest, I'm not that familiar. Like I know what it is, but I'm not that familiar with it.
Look underneath. Look underneath.
Yeah, if you can get that, if you can get your hips up like, yeah, I can't.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's, because I was escaping my knee, I was just sliding my knee through. That totally would not allow me to do that.
Yeah. Okay. I just needed to get a better, higher bite before
Yeah.
the pull over.
Yeah, you're elevating your hips up and you're pulling your body up
Yeah.
as you're doing that.
That's what it was. That's what I was missing. I was just doing
You were just
too
spinning
lazy.
under.
I was.
Yeah.
I was just.
Well, what you
pulling-
just showed was two different moves.
Was
Because
that-
at first you were spinning underneath and going to the back, but the second time you were elevating
So-
straight into.
So yeah, that's because the first one, I was just pulling
Yeah.
you down, and that was kind of pulling me out the back door. But then if you do that and you hook onto the hip,
Elevate, you gotta trap the knee, and that helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, now.
no, I'm good.
And there's also. And I switch. You have your grips. I switch my grips. I have like this. There's also. I don't know if I can do it right now. But just shooting yourself up. So use my bottom elbow.
Yeah.
So this is not the same thing either, but it's a similar concept.
It's
You're
what Evan
spinning-
showed.
Yeah, yeah. So
Evan
you're
showed me
spinning
this one.
underneath, but on this right here, it's shooting up with my elbow, my shoulders,
Yeah.
and getting this inverted honeymoon from right here.
Right.
What I like to do. Then I'll spin underneath. I'm gonna take that and then attack. Okay. So I'll attack and be on the outside, and then I'll reach the front.
Yeah, because Evan showed that off of the reverse De La Hiva, and if the person's like coming in, keep that. This is where I had a real hard time, especially before, because you got to get this leg behind.
Yeah.
So he said you dive it through, but then yeah, it's elevate up on it.
It's also,
I feel like I'm gonna knock you.
that one I feel like, I'm like a little worried about my knee.
And I gotta bounce, guys.
By
I'll
pulling
see
it
y'all.
like that.
Well, no,
Yeah.
just the like the angle of it, like someone shoe that
Yeah.
comes in like that from the ground, like under my knee, I'm like, okay. That's no problem.
That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
I was doing
that's
it totally
fine.
wong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be once you're
But I
pulling
feel like
this
a lot
through,
of times with that thing, people don't really do it right, and I feel like it's just like
it's gonna turn into an
like yeah. Yeah, but if you have the right movement, it's no risk.
oh shit. Okay. Cool. Thanks.
Into the cert here. Good. I feel like we got all that.